just coming into this bay, big exposed bay, and it acts like a big catchment area for anything washing in the southeasterly wind. So we're going to go in there, just finding a good spot to anchor the boat up now and have a bit of a beach comb, see what we can find.
Not much sleep. Pretty alarming, so we're gonna anchor.
Look at that. Another perfect Nautilus.
Please don't go anywhere. Right, Jackie, I'll see you on the beach, bro. So far, got 2 useful items. Looks like it's come out of the floor of a boat. That's a nice flat piece of timber as a cutting board, and also a bucket with a couple of holes in it. We don't have a bucket for the boat, so probably the main observation I'll give you is that it's bloody hot, especially the sand. So I'm in the shade at the moment because this white sand that's lit up by the sun behind me is like honestly walking on hot coals. It's so scorchingly hot. 1 p.m, 40 degrees. Yeah, good. So from the beach, this little bay looks perfectly clean, super specky, white sandy beach, lined with palm fronds and she oaks and this stunning mangrove system. Then you come up into the back country here and it just reveals an insanely large amount of plastic. Yeah, I'm looking for lures for really cool old glasses, like bottles, sorry, and glass bubbles. What plastic floats used to be. So they used to be made out of glass. Looking for them. Nautilus shells. Oh, speaking of Nautilus shell, here's another one. I've seen about 10, but they're all broken, so I'm going to leave them. Anything else that could be of use? It's been a low tide this morning. You can see this area here. Pretty decent herd of pigs living just out in the back of the scrub there. There's diggings the whole way along. We're digging up for crabs, trying to get a feed. Right, I don't know where Jack is. I think he headed north. I haven't seen him for about half an hour. These are my finds. Hopefully Jacko's come across some cool stuff as well. Reconvene and go find somewhere a little bit shady to set up camp for the afternoon. Also, I've just got a quick public service announcement. If anyone has lost a 15-foot fiberglass boat, I found it. So reach out, swing us a message, and I'll let you know the coordinates to this bad girl. She needs a little bit of TLC, but for the most part, she's ready to go. Good project boat, you know. Just put a motor on, trailer, and dig out a bit of the sand. She's good to go. What'd you see?
Found like this like an odd platform of like timber that someone had made and then hung lots of buoys from, and then sort of written
at the back.
Yeah, written like, you know, the names of their boat and when they came through in the years. And then there was a path that veered off to the side that I probably followed in like 200 meters, and every 10 or so meters there was an odd like blue thing, like a thong or a drum or a bit of string.
A marker.
Yeah, but it was only blue, and it was like a blue path that paved, that kept going, and I probably went a couple hundred meters.
It'd probably take you out to the other side of the cave.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
We're gonna have another beach comb, see what we can find. Pulled up at another absolutely incredible looking beach. It's covered in buoys and rope and lots of debris, so hopefully there's a couple of treasures in there.
And low-hanging coconuts.
And low-hanging, oh, there's some there.
So many coconuts. Fair few more pig diggings as well, Jack. think someone lost their net, jack, and rope. Alright, here's the finds, couple of bottles, a couple more cutting boards. I'm just going to pick the best of them and then get going. Keep heading north. Oh, also, what did you find, bro?
Mackie Buster.
A Mackie Buster.
Yeah, you got to just put a few new hooks on it and that's a Mackie.
How's that? So we've been able to bypass storms thus far. There's a really big one brewing just to the south of us and you can hear the thunder like goosh, goosh. So fortunately we've got a fast enough boat that we can try and zip up north and avoid we just come around this headland. There's a string of white mushroom looking coral rocks. So Jack's going to jump in the water and hopefully either here or somewhere in the next hour or two cruising north up the coast we can find something for dinner, because it is 3 p.m. All we've got's a cutting board, a couple of buckets and some old bottles from beach combing. So coconuts and a bit of seafood would be ideal, but see what you reckon, Jack. See how the viz is, see if there's any crays. Right.
It's not too crash hot, but it is the coast.
That's what we're dealing with, that white rock there, that sort of stuff. The coast is only just there.
As long as I don't swim into a croc, I'll be stoked. Bye.
Jackie Gal, when the pressure's on, gets it done. Little tusky.
I just shot this, and as I shot it, a really nice trout came in. Black spot tusk fish. So this one's one we'll have for dinner. I saw one that was probably 5 times the size, but it's a bit greedy of us. We only really need this much fish for the 2 of us, so this was the one of choice. At the start, as it got deeper, the life was way more. Lots of like little fusiliers and bait, lots of stripies, saw some nice tuskies, lots of like slaties. Biz was probably 4 meters, which is pretty good for the coast.
This is the camp spot we've decided for a variety of reasons. Main one being it's 4:30 p.m. and it's going to be dark in a couple of hours, so I personally really like to set up the camp before it's dark, so you're not just stressing and mucking around in the dark with a head torch, and then the head torch turns off and then you're stumbling around in the dark in the mangroves and you've got the bloody crocs running around and the pigs running around. When we come in, we just anchor the boat out. I bring a bit of gear up, the fish, like we've got tonight. Brought the rifle, a bit of filming gear. Jack's bringing a bit of the cooking gear, a bit of rice, a little pan, and our sleeping gear. So there's not a hell of a lot of beach. But probably the best attribute of this camp is that it's got 1, 2, 3 coconut palm trees, none of which have been ever touched by the look of it, so that'll be a plus. Pigs have been through the camp here. Well, it wasn't a camp, they didn't know about it, they're just digging around doing what pigs do.
It's worth including here to make sure if you are going to climb up a god's nut tree, to make sure your hand and feet have no sand on them, and make sure the trunk isn't damp or wet or has moss on it, because it can be really, really unsafe. Coconuts though are honestly the most rehydrating water on the planet. Unfortunately, there's so many that grow wild along the northeastern coast of Australia, sprouting naturally along the coastlines as they wash in with the tide from all different parts of the world.
First coconuts of the trip. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to having a massive guzzle of those bloody god's nuts. Being how hot it is, you need like double, triple the amount of water than you normally would. We're just drinking so much water and we're burning through our rations, so definitely going to supplement with a few of these ones. Have a go at the view. Take it in. There's the boat. There's the boat out back reef. Oh man, fortunately that one wasn't too high for how little energy I have right now. So the game plan is we're gonna cook some fish on the fire, a few from our rations of sweet potatoes, and a really ridiculously big pot of rice for both of us because there's a fair bit of hunger getting around the camp. Overall camp is good. Great anchorage and has amazing coconuts and enough firewood. But downside is that everything wants to bite you. There's just lots of very small little insects that are just smashing you. There's 2 different types of sand flies, small one, big one. There's 2 different types of march flies that hurt. And there's mosquitoes, and there's 3 different types of biting ants of varying sizes. So yeah, there's a bit going on. No croc slides, some pig tracks. Yeah. Overall it's pretty good.
This is bitey camp.
This is bitey camp. The bitey camp to protect us from the bities. Sweet spuds on. Oh man, that looks so good. Here, bro.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one. These are really good. Oh.
Oh. Hell yeah. Yes.
Alright mate, what are we hunting for?
We're keeping an eye out on the beach for porkies, porky pig. They come along the beach here at night and they dig up ghost crabs. They also dig up green turtle eggs, and they quite often have 100% destruction rate if they find a nest. They'll kill every single egg. So we've got permission from the traditional owners through this country here on the beach. If we see pigs, to shoot them. So keeping an eye out, we'll see. Alright, there it is. Finished product, cooked tusky, some chili oil, soy sauce and white rice with a squeeze of lime over everything. Thank you for catching the fish. Look, I know that doesn't look like much. It's pretty much just a mixed mash of rice, fish, soy sauce and chili oil. But I'm hungry. It was quite a nice sunset. We're actually walking to eat out of camp because the sandflies, march flies and mosquitoes are just so bloody aggressive. Hope you enjoyed the episode. See you later. See you tomorrow. See you in the morning. What'd you find?
Look at this, walking through the mud trying to get away from the midgies, and have just stumbled across a nautilus shell sitting in the mud. How's that? A perfect nautilus, not even a slight scratch or mark out of it.
Well done, man. That's perfect.
First one of the trip. Stoked.
That is the best.
Stoked on that.
Woo. There it is. That's the mosquito repellent. Woo. Light it up, Jacko! Oh, all over me.
Sweating. It's either getting bit or sweating. Oh jeez. Now I'm still getting both.
This is the old Stairmaster. 8,000. 3-1. We're getting there, Jackie. Almost there.